Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's the last of the long form videos of the day, and it's one I think will be quite uplifting if it's wrong, even though it's for the wrong reason, put it that way. But also, as the last one of the day, it's my last opportunity to ask you, if you are a regular viewer yet to subscribe, please do so. It massively helps the channel. And if you're a new viewer, please do subscribe. Again, for the same reason, it massively helps the channel. And definitely like the video. Every time you put a like on a video, it makes that video go a little bit further. We get out there, more people see the truth, and more people understand what is truly going on. So, obviously we know that Murrell was arrested and charged with embezzlement last week. However, the papers, the standard prosecution report, has yet to go in. Now, presumably, this means that there are possibly more charges to go onto it before it's presented to the Procurator Fiscal. Presumably, I'm hoping, we all are. We're thinking that this delay isn't some kind of cover-up by Bain, potentially, and that it will be dropped. We're thinking it's a genuine thing, but there's just more charges to come. Of course, much as we're very pleased to see more charges going on to Peter, we'd rather see more charges going on to Mrs. Peter. We'd love to see her arrested and charged as well. But we'll have to wait and see for that one. Anyway, let's take a look, see what is going on. Right then, the Crown Office hasn't received Peter Murrell's embezzlement charge report 5 whole days after his rearrest. Now, admittedly, Saturday and Sunday aren't exactly working days for the Crown Prosecution Service. But you would have thought they'd have been in by yesterday. Who knows? The former chief executive of the SNP and Nicola Sturgeon's husband, husband, a very lavender marriage that one, was officially charged by Police Scotland last week, but prosecutors have yet to receive a standard prosecution report. It looks like Mr. Toad has been pulled over by the police going poop poop and driving too quick in his big electric Jag. Anyway, Scotland's Crown Office has not received a report from Police Scotland about former SNP Chief Executive Peter Murrell. This is almost a week since he was charged by cops. Prosecutors have not caught sight of a charge sheet involving Nicola Sturgeon's husband, and he has been accused of embezzlement. Num 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 num. And I think if he's getting done for embezzlement, there'll be other things there. There was forgery involved as well. And then you don't know who else has got to be in on it. There's got to be more than one. He's the right age and the right responsibility for embezzlement, fraud, that kind of thing. You learn this when you're doing accounts. And they give you the thing of who you look for. Who are the most likely people to be embezzling from a company? And here's a very quick lesson for you. They learn this. They learn this. They learn this you. They teach this to you. When you go into a place and you're doing audits and things, you've got to take particularly care if the person responsible for all the accounts answers to none or very few people and has over control. And if that poor person is maybe in their late 30s to early 50s, so basically their 40s and either end, take greater care. That's the particular, the 40s basically, senior position in the 40s who's got oversight over everything, tends to be the person most likely to get away with it. And if he's a signature as well, even worse. These are the people who most likely are the fraudsters in a company. And of course there's Peter, who at the time 20 years ago would have been in his 40s, was a very senior position and would have been a signature. And I'm not just using his position as an example. I'm saying this is genuinely what they teach you, who the likely embezzlers are when you go in to audit a company. As it happened, many years later, I ended up working for many years for a house builder. I've mentioned this in the past, and I was in total control of every single aspect of the accounts. And I was a signature, both physical and digital. Never did. Didn't need to, if it paid me too well. But I was very highly aware of it, and I was watching everybody else like a hawk. And that's the trouble. There's oversight. See, and I had an MD. No, I didn't. Well, I did. I had an FD, a financial director, and he watched me. I reported up to him. Everyone reports to everyone. The weapon guards itself, as it were. Not in the case of the SNP, because Murrell wouldn't even let the treasurer look at the books, for heaven's sake. Anyway, cops have yet to send a standard prosecution report. Sorry about that tangent. Cops have yet to send a standard prosecution report to the Procurator Fiscal, which could mean a number of things, including former charges could be in relation to an individual, or the overall investigation is still being considered. The former First Minister and ex-party Treasurer Colin Beattie are still suspects, so they could also be added. Please, God, let this happen. A spokesman for the Crown Office told the Scottish Daily Express senior professional prosecutors from the COPFS and an advocate deputy are working with police on this ongoing investigation. It is standard practice that any case regarding politicians is dealt with by prosecutors without the involvement of the Lord Advocate or Solicitor General. Yes, that's right, without the obvious involvement. You're not telling me she's not involved? My God, you take us for fools, man. Anyway, Murrell was rearrested last Thursday. Blah, 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 blah. We know the 600,000. It's all regurgitating the stuff we know. Now, we are, of course, waiting on the big one. She's the big one. Sturgeon. Is she going to get arrested? Like I say, we've got lots of people now coming out of the woodwork saying she was going to be, allegedly, and was allegedly stopped from doing so, apparently by someone who may or may not have been Bain, allegedly. Got to cover myself. And boy, you'll know that when I do a short later. But anyway, and so that's the one we're waiting for. And if this comes out today or tomorrow or whenever, you just know it's going to be massive. It's going to be the explosion. And I just can't wait for it to happen. This is the thing. None of us. We all are waiting for the big one, aren't we? I mean, he's big enough. Murrell's big enough. And it was a bombshell when he got the embezzlement charge. Plus more, possibly. But we're waiting for you-know-who. Anyway, I'll round off there. I'll come up and we'll finish this video. So, more charges. Perhaps. But for who? Will it be for Murrell? Will it be for Beattie? Or will it be Sturgeon? We also don't know about Oswald. Kirsten Oswald. She was never questioned. I think that's very weird. She had her grubby little protuberances all over it, didn't she? Anyway, we'll finish there. Do please hit the subscribe button. Definitely ring the bell. Leave a like. Definitely leave a like. That's a big one. And until next time, stay safe, stay well. I will speak to you tomorrow when we start this whole thing all over again. And hopefully with news about Sturgeon. Bye now.